Hey there, it's Kathy Barker from Software Solutions and welcome back to video 4 in our collection of Excel highlight videos. What I now like to look at is actually entering and formatting data. I'm sitting in this spreadsheet here. First thing I'm going to do is drop to the bottom of this list. So I'm going to hit Control down arrow. Then I'm going to hit my down arrow one more time just to go down a certain row. Now one of the tricks in Excel also is Control single quote or apostrophe repeats what's above. So I'm just going to repeat what's above until I get across to this particular date column. If I want to insert today's date, I can go Control semicolon and that inserts today's date. But let me just delete that and let me enter another date. Say I don't want today's date, I actually want the 1st of the 9th. So I can enter it just like that, 1st of the 9th. Or I can go the 1st of the 9th, 21, and I've entered the date in what is considered a short date format. If I go 1/9 and don't put the year, it'll assume it's this year and shows me again, but it doesn't always format it in that format. So what I want to do is show you how you control the formatting of dates, given that we know how to enter dates now. Now if you click on any cell, any blank cell, you'll notice the word general here. General, if I just give this a little click, means no specific format. So general is the format, no specific format, that's applied to any blank cell, any cell that contains a number, and any cell that contains text. Notice as I click around on text and numbers, it still says general. The exception to the rule is in fact dates. When I click on a date, it tends to show the word date. And that is because we wouldn't understand the date if it was showed as general. Let me show you. So I'm going to hit this drop down now and change it to general, which is no specific format. And it tells me 44,440. That is the number of days since the 1st of the 1st, 1900. Because if I go here and go the 1st of the 1st, 1900 and enter, and then format that to general, that was day number 1. And every time the date ticks over another day on your computer, the number increases. So tomorrow will be 44,441 days. So now that we know that dates are numbers, and that's why they hang to the right, but they don't show as general because we wouldn't understand them, we now appreciate that we have to format dates to either a short date or a long date. Short date looks like that, and long date looks like that. And dates like to auto-fit too wherever possible, so that you can clearly see what they represent. If you don't want a short date or a long date, you can hit the drop down yet again and you can go into more number formats. More number formats actually has a date category, and there's a variety of date formats you can choose in here, and the sample gives you an example based on your first date in your selected cells, and so you can see what the date would look like if you chose these various samples. The other thing is you can go to custom. And if you go to custom and you take out what's in the type box completely, you're showing the date as a number, which we now appreciate. And then we can say how we want to format that date just by stringing together D's, M's, and Y's. So I might say I want a day, which it says is 1 because it's the 1st of September, but I want a day again, which is 01. I'll just have D. Then a space, and let's do the D again. D for 1, day, 1, 2 Ds is 01, 3 Ds is wed, and 4 Ds is Wednesday. The more Ds you throw it at, the more you want the day in full. Now a space, and I want the month. If I go M, I get 9 for September, 2 M's gives me 09, 3 M's gives me Sep, and 4 M's gives me September. You can add any full stops, commas, dashes, whatever extra text you want. I'm just going to chuck a comma in for good measure, and then a space, and then start plugging in the Y's for the year. And I find that 3 or 4 will give you the year in full. And I'll go OK. And so it's formatted those 2 dates I had to select it to a custom format which shows up here. And so that's how we enter dates, and that's how we format dates, and that's a little bit of a background on number formatting in general. Come back for the next video.